Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. In this video, I go through the roadmap from week to week, letting you know what has changed. As always, a big thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you guys for so much support. Also, make sure you hit subscribe and comment with what you're excited for in 3.10. As courtesy of the Doctor, one of my channel members, we have a Mantis standalone ship to give away, which will be drawn on the 27th. So this week, the addition of 3.12 has brought some new changes. And with all of 3.10's features now in polishing, attention moves to the 311 column and the 312 column. Before we get to the roadmap, Cloud Imperium did address their plans for Crusader and its landing zone Orison, saying that they have made the decision to bring these two locations out in two parts next year, so Q1, Q2 of 2021. Now the reasoning they say is that with every new location they have released, they have tried to push the bar of the standards, from Lawville to Area 18 and then to New Babbage. They said Crusader and Orison, they would like to do the same and want to create an unforgettable landing zone. On July the 31st, they said they will have a Calling All Devs show with two devs in which they'll discuss Orison and Crusader and the road to wrapping up the Stanton system. So hopefully we will also get answers to things like Pyro, towns, villages, settlements, other points of interest in Stanton as well. But they are also planning to develop the art and relevant gameplay for hospitals at major landing zones, which will introduce additional depth. No idea if they plan to bring that this year or next year. Hopefully it means this year, and they're saying instead of getting Crusader, we're going to hopefully focus on building out hospitals at locations. But personally, I was hoping for Crusader by the end of the year. Crusader or Pyro. But by no means did I expect it. I'm wondering if they will be able to bring Pyro in stages similar to what they have done with Stanton, or if they want to bring it as a whole landing location with all of the planetary bodies in the game. I'm not sure what I would prefer. Do I want to see the full Pyro in one go, or would I prefer it with maybe Pyro 1, 2, 3, 4 and then the rest come in later? Let me know what you think, guys. What would you prefer? So swiftly on to 3.11 and locations. The space station cargo decks are now at 57% complete, with 26 out of 46 tasks being done. 3 were completed, 1 was added, only 20 now remain there. For gameplay, the improved throwing is at 63%, 35 tasks out of 56 are done. 5 were completed last week, but they did add a single task, so 21 now remain. The Law System version 2 and Surrender is at 50% complete, with 7 out of 14 tasks being done. Just 7 more to go now. And on to weapons and items, the Bearing GP33 grenade launcher. We actually got to see this in action on Inside Star Citizen this week. Still needs a bit of work doing to it, especially in the weapon impact visual effects, I think. But this is at 67% complete, with 20 out of 30 tasks being done. 2 were completed, 1 was removed. Finally, for 311 and Core Tech, Ground Cover Buoyancy. This is a new one. This is scheduled, and it says seaweeds and other ground cover elements on water will simulate buoyancy, floating and reacting realistically to water waves to further enhance the visuals of water on planets. So pretty interesting to see that they are looking to further improve the visual effects of water by adding these elements, but I don't think they will add the ducks like they show in this image. So on to 3.12. Now this is the latest column. It has just been added this week. I will say that it is very light in terms of feature content, but this will change and expand as they get a clearer picture of what they feel they can get done. So don't expect this to be it. They've seemed to be doing this now, where they'll bring out a new column and it will be very light on features. But it's right. I think it's more a case of under-promising and over-delivering than over-promising and under-delivering. For characters, they have a mystery new armor. This is at 14% complete, with 1 out of 7 tasks being done. It says it's an upcoming player armor set that we're keeping under wraps for the time being. Now, no idea what this could be. It says armor, so is it a combat-orientated type of armor? Is it a Titan suit? Is it more of an industrial armor? Do let me know what you think in the comments below. For locations, they have pushed back Space Station Refinery decks. This was slated for 3.11, but it is now in 3.12. It is 61% complete though, with 30 out of 49 tasks being done. 23 were completed, 28 were added, so massive progress has been made, but it is now no longer coming in 3.11. Also, to complement this in gameplay is station-based refining. So this is at 74% complete with 39 out of 53 tasks being done. Now, although this is a new feature that is added to the roadmap, it is well underway and probably has been in the works for a while. And it says that kiosks will be placed around the refining levels that allow players to take their raw mixed mining ore that they mined in their ships and refine it. The player can use these kiosks to create multiple refining jobs which are persistent and completed over a period of time based on quantity and complexity. Once one or multiple jobs are completed, the player can pick up the refined materials, which can be sold for a lot more than the unrefined ore. Now, my guess is that they are focusing on cargo decks and the method of how we will interact with them. Obviously, they were hoping to get this completed as well, but maybe they just couldn't achieve both in the time, so they decided to push one back. Also, I do wonder if something like persistence has anything to do with the holdup, maybe needing global persistence to continue the refining process even when the player is offline, whereas cargo decks just need to remember the location of cargo. Maybe in 3.11 with the server-to-client networking rework, it can only affect one, maybe? I don't know. It could be the core tech pushing it back, but it's way over my head. Anyway, also in gameplay is weapon zeroing tier 0. Now this is actually in the polishing phase, and it states that this system provides the player with a way to change the zeroing of their weapon sights, allowing shots at further distances without having to alter the aim to account for bullet drop. Now this is actually great to hear. The fact that they are tuning FPS to make it more realistic compared to, I suppose, the current sort of COD style at the moment is excellent to hear. It is not going to be so straightforward, but it is in polishing. I do wonder why they're not releasing it sooner. It's very strange. I would love to hear what their thoughts are regarding why it's at the end of the year rather than 3.11. Anyway, finally in weapons and items we have the Greycat multi-tool tractor beam tier 0. Now this is at 0 out of 13 tasks. The tractor beam is a device that can allow the control or movement of an object without the need for an actor or other entity to be physically in contact. Very excited to see this come along. Although tier 0, it'll just be a player held device rather than a ship tractor beam. It is still a step to getting the ship tractor beams in game. So great to hear that. So that is it for this week's roadmap update. Quite a lot to digest. It is a big shame that refineries are not coming out till later in the year, but I am hoping that cargo decks will give us enough gameplay to get on with for a while to kind of bridge that gap. Some interesting additions like mystery armor, weapon zeroing, and finally the signs of a tractor beam has got me excited, and I'm very interested to hear what the thoughts are behind the future of Stanton or getting that wrapped up, and Orison Crusader. Let's hope they answer all of our questions on the 31st of July. Anyway, do let me know what your thoughts are regarding this week's roadmap. Make sure you hit subscribe if you want to keep up with all of the information and news of Star Citizen. Also, tick that notification bell if you would like to be notified when my videos go live. Come and hang out over on twitch.tv/supermacbrothers. The link is in the description below. We will be discussing this further in detail next week. Thank you again to my patrons and channel members for allowing me to do this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.